Hello everyone, welcome back to, I'm glad to be back for another review. Um, Looks like I finally got my voice back. If you watched some of my previous reviews, you would see that I kind of lost my voice. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing the episode number 10. Last time we reviewed the Time Traveler's Pig, one of my favorite episodes. And this time we're reviewing, it's not as good, but it's still pretty good. Fight Fighters. So let's get started. The episode begins with Sid showing Stan and Mabel the arcade games. He explains that he learned his daily life skills from them, and uh, and walks over to Old Man McGucket, who's seen playing a dance game that is out of order. Stan inserts a coin into a machine called Insert Token and wins immediately, but realizes that the game is a scam, and it tells him to insert another token. Dipper and Wendy are then seen playing a game called Fight Fighters. Around and Wendy playfully insists that he cheated. They start another round, Wendy saying that she's going to punch the ref, and Dipper saying he would help. The latter gets annoyed when Robbie enters the room, showing Wendy a flyer for his band. Then he pushes Dipper out of the way and plays against Wendy himself. As the two are competing against each other in fight fighters, Wendy tells Robbie she's going that she's going camping with her father, but Robbie doesn't listen due to the fact that he's too busy focusing on the game. He then puts his arm around Wendy and glares at Dipper with suspicion and contempt. Back at the Mystery Shack, Mabel, Dipper, Seuss, and Stan are playing a card game. Mabel wins, and Stan complains that she doesn't even know what they're playing. And Mabel's guess is Go Fish. They soon hear an electric guitar being played outside, which Seuss thinks is a radio station inside his head, but is actually Robbie. Stan asks if Robbie is the twerp who is always making goo-goo eyes at Wendy, and Seuss adds that Robbie called him Big Dude once, which hurt his feelings. But yeah, it's kind of not nice. Mabel then asks if Dipper wants her to stick bottles on him again, but Dipper tells her he'll handle it. Once outside, Dipper informs Robbie that Wendy is out camping with her family that day, which surprises Robbie, although she told him the day before. Dipper then says Robbie doesn't pay attention to her under his breath, but Robbie hears him and gets furious. He tells him that he knows Dipper likes Wendy and pulls out his phone, threatening to call her to tell her. Panicking, Dipper slaps the phone out of Robbie's hand, accidentally breaking it. He hurriedly says he would buy Robbie a new one, but Robbie picks up Dipper and tells him that he's not going to get off that easily. Stan then opens the window to tell them to stay right there, and that he knows a fight when he sees one. Robbie then throws Dipper on the ground, telling him to meet at Circle Park at 3 o'clock before walking off, upsetting Stan. Dipper gets scared and says that he needs to hide, but Stan says he can face him like a man or hide like a wimp. Dipper chooses to do the latter at the arcade. Meanwhile, at home, Mabel and Waddles are watching a TV show called Why You Acting So Cray Cray, and Stan was fixing a jackalope and goes to get glue for it first from a shelf but can't reach it. Mabel asks if she could get a ladder, but Stan gets worried and tells her that ladder's more dangerous than a loaded gun, and he tells her he owns 10 guns. Mabel thinks he has a fear of heights and tries to test him. At the arcade, Seuss is playing a game called Nort, a parody of Tron. He then wanted his what it's like to go inside a real video game, so he unscrews the side panel and climbs inside. Dipper is then seen playing and then losing a game of Fight Fighters. His next quarter falls out of his hands and rolls next to the game. When he goes to pick it up, he notices a code to unleash ultimate power. Dipper enters the code because he likes things that are ultimate. The game shuts off, which he thought meant that it didn't work, but then a beam of light fires out of the machine. The game asks Dipper to select a character. Dipper chooses Rumble McSkirmish, and then Rumble then leaps from the video game, surprising Dipper. Rumble smashes a change machine and tells Dipper he needs power-ups. At home, Mabel tries to figure out if Stan has a fear of heights by giving him high heels. Stan tells her that he doesn't have a fear, but when he sees a skydiving show, he realizes he does. In the kitchen, Dipper gives Rumble a half-eaten taco for a power-up. Rumble declares he must defeat the world's greatest fighters, then asks Dipper to take him to the Soviet Union. Dipper says that the going to the Soviet Union would be tough for a number of reasons, and instead suggests that he could fight Robbie, and lies when Rumble asks if Robbie killed his father. Rumble and Dipper then walk through town when Rumble asks Dipper his opponent's special moves. Dipper replies he doesn't need to worry about that because after he sees Rumble, he's going to wet his pants. Rumble then says that his wet pants will be no match for a pipe that he got from punching an oil drum. Dipper tells him just to give Robbie a good scare. Rumble pulls out a sword and says, "Yes, with this." Dipper then says that the street they are walking down has dangerous litter. Mabel then asks Stan if he wants to go for a walk while wearing a blindfold. He agrees, and she takes him to the top of the water tower. In the meantime, Dipper and Rumble approach Circle Park and see Robbie. Dipper tries to call the fight off, but Robbie disagrees. Dipper then sends Rumble out. Rumble tries to kill Robbie, but when Dipper tells him to stop, he says he won't stop until Robbie is dead. Dipper then goes to Barrels and Crates Incorporated. Robbie escapes Rumble, who still won't stop. Seuss, with bits of the game still stuck on him, gives Dipper a ride. At the water tower, Stan takes off his blindfold and immediately grabs the rail because he's scared. Robbie then climbs the water tower to get away from Rumble. Dipper tries to get Rumble to stop, but he doesn't listen and knocks Robbie off of the water tower. He catches him and nearly kills him, but Dipper interrupts him and reveals he lied. Rumble believes Dipper's the bad guy he needs to fight. Dipper decides to be a man and enter the fight. Rumble uses his special move, Superpower Ninja Turbo Neo Ultra Hyper Mega Multi Alpha Meta Extra Uber Prefix Combo, severely injuring Dipper. Rumble gloats in victory, but is erased when the game over sign appears. Stan finally gets over his fear of heights and confirms it with a cocky dance. However, Mabel now has a fear of heights. Dipper allows Robbie to beat him up, but Robbie decides not to. Wendy, who has returned from camping, asks the two if they were fighting. Dipper tells them that they were trying to stop two other people from fighting, and Wendy affectionately calls them her boy. As Dipper and Robbie then agree to hate each other in secret. In the credit scene, a pixelated version of Gravity Falls is shown, and the player can select Dipper, I have shorts and determination. Mabel, who experiences Mario, it's a me, Mabel. Stan, I'm sober, but I'm a jump higher. Or Wendy, pick me, or whatever. Then in a large Pac-Man style Seuss head appears and clears out the character selection. Seuss then wakes up and realizes it was all a dream. Then he goes back to sleep. Lastly, in the credits, there's a cryptogram. So my thoughts on this episode, it was pretty good. I give it like a 4 out of 5. The last one was way better, but this one wasn't too bad. Maybe actually like a 3.5 for this one. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was interesting, like seeing a video character come to life. Oh, that reminds me, I will review Pixels at some point, which is basically all about that, like video characters, game characters like Pac-Man coming to life and all that, and the centipede thing. But yeah, I think I'll get to that at some point. I don't know how far along the list it is, but yeah, okay. I'll see you guys next time for episode 11. Bye.